everyone, and welcome to the General Hospital recap for August 14th. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. So today is one of the last mass upload days. I know I am filming a lot this morning, and then I have one more to catch up on, like the last 4, and then we're going on a daily basis and we're ready to roll. As soon as September hits, I want to be up and at 'em and ready, which means I got a big 2 days ahead of me. So let's get right to it. At General Hospital, Jason tells Sam that she could be released today. She's still hung up on the fact that she shot Sonny, and Jason says only 3 of them know, and she's like, well, Julian might know something. She tells him about Julian coming to visit, and she can't remember super well, but she said that he said the conversation she brought up about getting rid of Sonny never happened at the Metro Court. Jason wants details. She tells him that in the conversation he said the only guaranteed solution was to get rid of Sonny, and she says she never told him outright what her plan was to do, but if he's telling her that conversation never happened, maybe he's suspecting that she is the one who shot Sonny. She bought the gun after that conversation. She wiped the prints and threw it in the dumpster at the site. The police probably have it by now. Sam wants Diane called, and Jason says, look, trust me and promise you don't say anything to anyone. There's a knock at the door. It's Alexis. Jason has to head out. Sam tells her she could be released soon and asks about Julian's trial. Alexis testified yesterday. It was hard. She told the truth, so her conscience is clear. And right now the court's in recess, and she doesn't know why, because that's a little weird. It's not really supposed to be in recess this long, apparently. Sam asks how Alexis is, how did her testimony go. She's been talking to her sisters, so she has a hint of how everything went. Sam thinks Alexis is right, and it's really important to tell the truth. Sam tells her that she's starting to remember everything. Alexis thinks she is holding back what she's telling her, though. Sam's like, look, I just can't tell what's real and what's a dream, and she can't imagine how Jason got through all this with Helena. At Ava's, Scott needs to talk to Julian. Ava's at physical therapy. The trial is in recess today and possibly tomorrow, which according to Scott is a bad thing. The DA requested it. He claims he needs to be at another trial, but there isn't anything of interest that he should need to be at, so Scott's like little alarm bells are going off. Scott feels Jason might be a player in all this since Jason blames Julian for what happened to Sam. Julian thinks about the conversation that he told Sam never happened, and then Jason comes over, speak of the devil. He wants to talk about Sam, and Julian tells Jason what he told Sam about getting rid of Sonny. Julian tells Jason about the strange conversation that Sam had with Ava, and she blames Sonny, and Jason says, well, Sam was hallucinating a few days before the collapse, and Jason says the best way to help her is to stay away from her. At Kelly's, Jared and Obrecht meet. He says the money should be available in an hour, and Obrecht's target is still Finn. Jared wouldn't have gone after Rachel if it wasn't for the money. Is Finn bad enough to deserve what Obrecht's bringing down on him? Obrecht feels she's totally in the right. In her mind, she was unfairly fired because of Finn, and there's a finishing touch she has to do apparently. What am I hearing? Obrecht calls Michael anonymously about recent financial transactions that are suspicious at the hospital, and she uses an American accent. Jared's gonna have a cigarette while he waits for the money. Obrecht makes another call as herself to speak to Michael, but he canceled all his appointments for this morning, and she's sure he went to Monica, so she's like ready for the news to hit that Hayden's been like arrested for fraud or something. At Sonny's, Michael gets Sonny coffee and is spending time with him. He seems kind of distracted. Michael checked in with Dante on the investigation. Dante told him about the multiple gun theory and the multiple shooter theory, and he asked who shot him. Michael knows the deal. He would never tell Dante what's said right now. Michael speculates that someone hired a contractor to follow Sonny after his meeting with Garvey, and he was supposed to die, but he didn't, and now Sonny's looking to retaliate, and like, oh, Michael's good, because like, yeah, the details are wrong, but the general gist is totally right. Sonny says he knows what he's doing. Michael's worried about him getting in deeper when he's supposed to be getting out. Michael has to go check on something. Sonny asks Michael not to share this theory with his mother because it would upset her, and Sonny says he doesn't plan to retaliate against the person who shot him, so he can like exit that from his mind because that's not what's going to happen here. At the PCPD, Dante and Nathan are trying to figure out the puzzle of Sonny and the shooter. An officer comes in. They found the gun in the dumpster by the site. It's getting processed, and Dante thinks it's going to be untraceable. Someone used Garvey as a distraction and took advantage. So obviously this was a professional, and he's not putting a lot of stock in the gun. Nathan offers to pursue this on his own, so Dante doesn't have to go after his family, and Dante wants to pursue for that reason because this is his family. Forensics is back, and the gun does match the bullet that was in Sonny's leg. So Jason goes to the PCPD to talk to the commissioner, wink wink, nudge nudge, something about the Jerome trial, and he asks if Dante and Nathan are there, and they weren't at the moment, so he decides to wait. Back at Sonny's, Dante and Nathan come over and tell him about the third gun. They have more questions, understandably. Basically, Sonny caused Garvey's wounds. Garvey caused the wound in Sonny's vest, but the leg wound matches the gun that was found in the dumpster that was wiped clean and untraceable. How does Sonny think that happened? Sonny continues to say he doesn't remember. Maybe the fall messed with his memory, and again, bleeding for 24 hours, which, yeah. Dante keeps trying to get information because they think it was a pro job. At the park, Curtis finds Finn in the park. He asks what's happening. Finn isn't sure what's happening. He doesn't know. Curtis thinks he knows what he's talking about. That Jared guy, he counseled Hayden to tell him the truth. So Finn told her that they can make it work. They have a life to build together. They need to be honest, and that's when Hayden walked out. So Finn thought giving Hayden her space was the best option, and Curtis is like, dude, have you met Hayden? Because that's literally the worst thing you could do. Hayden lowered her defenses and then did something wrong and made it worse, and Finn is the only one who can fix it with unconditional love and letting her know that even if she makes mistakes, he's still going to be there for her. Make that clear, so Finn is going to go find her and fix this. At the Quartermaines, Elizabeth arrives because it's supposed to be Hayden and Finn's wedding day, so they're all prepping for the wedding. Monica comes in thinking that Cook quit, and Olivia's like, no, I fired Cook. Monica wants Olivia to apologize and hire her back, and feels that she's the one who gets to decide who stays and who goes. Ned backs up Olivia, good. Michael comes in and needs to speak with Monica. So Michael tells her about the suspicious activity, white hat, something or other, under Rachel Berlin, something or other. The money is all back, like it was taken out, but then it was returned, but why do something like that in the first place? Like, it doesn't make sense. So Monica tells him about Zanzibar, and that something is definitely wrong here. Something is going on with Hayden. Michael wants to talk to her before anything else happens today. They're going to have a private conversation with Hayden before the wedding. So Monica comes back out. She's really angry with Olivia. Like, I've never seen anyone this angry with Olivia before. She basically calls her a problem, and Olivia turns to Ned and is like, am I a problem? Like, what? Like, she's not used to being on that side of things. So Elizabeth comes back in the room. Michael needs to talk to Hayden. Elizabeth asks what's wrong, and he says it's a board matter. And she mentions the strange bank call that upset Hayden. Is she in trouble? Michael won't say anything until Hayden gets there. Monica comes back through. Olivia tries to tell her something, but Monica won't let her talk. Cook won't return her calls and prepare nothing for the reception. So she's mad at Olivia for abusing her trust and going behind her back like this. There's someone at the door. It's Finn and Curtis. He needs to speak to Hayden. It's important, but Hayden isn't there. Michael kind of tries to get words in. You know, Hayden is there. Elizabeth says she's getting her hair done. They don't know what's keeping her so long. Curtis can't get through to her. Her number's disconnected. And Elizabeth panics and goes to look for her. And now end scene. Obrecht is trying to play it out in her head. Will Monica interrupt the wedding? How will Finn manage? Will he dive back into drugs? Ooh, I can't. Well, at least she didn't kill her, right? I mean, there's that. Jared, while he's in the park, he litters, which I think goes along with his whole be obnoxious as possible at all times kind of MO he's got going on. He checks the account and there's nothing. The account is actually closed, so there's no money for him. Ha ha, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. Hayden's not in the house, she's gone, and she's left her ring behind. Okay, not ha-ha. Devastated. I'm devastated. General Hospital giveth, and General Hospital taketh away. Alexis thinks Sam should stay in the hospital a little longer and make sure she's fully healed and everything's behind her. Dante's phone rings. He has new info on who bought the third gun. Jason hears officers talk about the third gun. They're moving it into the evidence room. So that is it for August 14th. I will see you in 0.2 seconds for August 15th. And let's get this show on the road. All right, bye.